So a lot of guys, even when I train right now, they come to my gym and I make them spend time, repetitious time like I did, on technique. They don't like it. They just want to beat bags, beat hand mitts, spar. Well, how can you do all this if you don't know the real technique that it takes to do it? So that's what's happening. We're missing all that because as soon as you come to the gym, first thing you want to do is hit something. In our day, it wasn't like that. You knew what kind of fighter you were. You knew how to jab. You knew how to throw a right hand. You knew how to throw every punch. You knew how to counter every punch. You knew how to defend every punch. You knew boxing from here. I'd rank him probably in your top 10, maybe even your top 5.
Where do you rank Terence, in your opinion?
I put him in the top 15, maybe the top 10, because he definitely has the skill of a top 5. Just that he hasn't had the opposition that some guys were able to get, and that's not his fault. He just made one of the best fighters in his weight class look like nobody. That's pretty damn good. Now he proved what we already thought. We just didn't see him against the best opposition near his weight class. See, this is the thing people don't understand. This is what I like about Bud. He reminds me of Roy. We ain't got to have the best opposition in our weight class.
Today I get some rounds with the GOAT. One of the GOATs. You know what I mean? 2 GOATs. Iron sharpened iron.
With his recent training under Roy Jones, it's clear Terence Crawford is aiming to elevate himself among the greats ahead of his fight with Canelo Alvarez. My biggest boxing secret is I always learn, and here's me learning from one of the GOATs, Crawford said before training began. Roy Jones's key advice to Crawford focused on gaining as much weight as possible.
How do you think Terence Crawford should handle the weight? Should he come in lighter? Should he come right around the weight limit?
Come in as big as he can get. You get to the weight limit. Because there is a weight limit, get to the weight.
After meeting with Andre Ward and Floyd Mayweather, Terence Crawford has brought in Roy Jones, the boxing GOAT, to his training camp as he prepares for the biggest fight of his career. The purpose isn't just training, but also gaining wisdom from the former heavyweight champion, who shares a similar journey of moving across multiple weight classes like Crawford.
We want the best opposition near our weight class.
There's been discussion that maybe, Crawford and Inoue are going back and forth tussling for pound for pound, that maybe Inoue because of the multiple weight divisions. You're shaking your head no. Tell me why no.
Because Inoue also, when he first moved up, he lost to Donaire. Don't forget that. Bud ain't lost nobody. Moving up or down, he moved up 3 times.
He won a world championship at 168 pounds, the same super middleweight division where Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are set to fight. In addition, he claimed titles at middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight. Anyone who has successfully navigated these weight divisions is someone Crawford needs to learn from, especially as he makes a 14 pounds jump from super welterweight to super middleweight.
Bud, Canelo, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right fight, it's gonna be tough. So right now, I think it go be either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
You've been a guy that moved in weight class.
Aside from the advice Crawford received from Roy Jones Jr., the two also sparred for several rounds, ran together, hit the treadmill, did some swimming, and focused on conditioning and strength exercises.
Because that's why I beat James Thomas. James Thomas was one of the best fighters of all time. One of the best defensive fighters.
James said that was.
But he ain't moving feet. So because I got the full feet part of me, when he come at me, I'm moving my feet. I'm changing my whole location. When I come at him, he doing this. My hands too fast. I'm gonna find that.
Yeah.
You only gonna do that 1 or 2 times. I'm gonna find that. Cause my hands too quick. So people get the wrong misconception that defense is this. No. Defense sticks. That wherever your back foot is, that's your defense. So your rhythm.
Roy Jones's strength impressed both Terence Crawford and others in the gym, despite not stepping into the ring since his exhibition fight with Mike Tyson 5 years ago. After training with Crawford, he was full of praise for Bud.
Promotion.
Right, he don't want no part of Bud. What that means?
Yeah.
Speaking of Bud, what are your thoughts on?
However, Roy Jones continues to express genuine concerns about Crawford's weight. As one of the most dominant boxers of his era, Jones remains invested in the new generation of boxing stars, with Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez standing out as 2 of the best pound-for-pound fighters today. The idea of a matchup between them has captured the imagination of boxing fans worldwide.
That's realistic. It makes sense. And less life risking on top of the risk that we risk stepping in there with guys our weight. And now you want me to do something. Canelo's not coming down to 60.
No. It's Crawford who wants it. He wants the chance to prove it. He's the best.
I get it.
This era.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Right.
And again, that's one of what's happening on the show.
However, the weight disparity between the two poses a significant challenge for the American fighter. Before training with Crawford, Roy Jones Jr. shared his perspective on this hypothetical clash in an interview with Mill City Boxing. While praising Crawford's talent and skills, the legendary boxer leaned toward Canelo as the favorite.
A lot of people are saying like, hey, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What he got to prove to Boot? Boot time to take over and start beating the guys around him. Prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would
I like Terence, but I'm going to lean toward Canelo early because of his size, Roy Jones Jr. said. But if he lets Terence get into the fight, Terence is going to be a problem. If Terence can handle the size, he'll beat him. Jones emphasized Canelo's punching power as a decisive factor, saying, "That's what I'm saying, we don't know until we see Terence get hit, because we haven't seen him get hit with that power. That's the deciding factor. If you can change Bud's fight plan, you've got a chance of beating him. But if you can't hurt him, you can't change his plan, and you've got problems." This analysis highlights Crawford's need to neutralize Canelo's power.
Yeah, because a lot of people are saying like, hey, forget about Canelo. That was a tough fight with Madrimov. Go ahead and give Boots a shot. Give Boots the chance. But Eddie's saying, hey, I think Crawford's saying, hey, give me the Canelo fight or I'm not fighting. I'm done.
Why? What he got to prove to Boot? Boot time to take over and start beating the guys around him. Prove that he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would?
If Crawford can impose his technical boxing skills and avoid Canelo's devastating punches, he could stand a chance of pulling off a historic upset. While the potential fight between Canelo and Crawford remains a dream scenario for fans, Canelo Alvarez is currently focused on his next bout, with IBF interim champion William Skull mentioned as a possible opponent. This wasn't always the case for Roy Jones Jr., though. The Hall of Fame fighter, promoter, trainer, and respected analyst had previously shared scenarios in which he saw both Terence Crawford and David Benavidez beating Alvarez before later going against his former prediction.
Now, I want to see Crawford come up with some weight classes and show he can be dominant at 54. You understand me?
That fight will go Crawford and
Crawford won a pound best fighter fight. I mean, it'll be tough. But right now, that's going to be a tough fight for both fighters. We got to see how Crawford carries the weight.
What about Jamal? Based on what you saw from Canelo, how does he...
He began with David Benavidez, saying, "It's a tough fight to call because Benavidez throws a lot of punches. Sometimes power can intervene and make that a different situation," Jones said in an interview with BoxingScene.com. The problem is Canelo willing to take the risk? "I don't really think he will right now because I don't think he feels like he has a reason to. If he can't hurt Benavidez early in the first 3 or 4 rounds, I don't see him winning that fight." The two-time 168 pounds title holder Benavidez has been pushing hard for a shot at Alvarez over the past 2 years.
The proper fight for the proper opponent. When you fight a guy coming up 2 weight classes, you're supposed to bully him. If he'd fought Floyd Mayweather that way back in the day, we saw a much better fight. But he didn't. But he's learned now, and that shows you that he's improved and he understands boxing more now because he bullied the smaller guy, which is what you're supposed to do. What you say?
What about Crawford, boy?
Formerly recognized as the best welterweight in the world, Crawford is open to moving up 2 weight classes for a shot at the Mexican star. Alvarez, meanwhile, maintains that a win over Crawford would do little for his legacy, even though many believe Crawford has a real chance to pull off the upset. "If anybody can do it, it's Crawford, so you can't tell him no," said Jones. "I was the kind of guy that if someone said they were better than me, and if I could get close to their weight, here I come. I gave John Ruiz 33 pounds when I won the heavyweight title in 2003. I didn't care. I wanted to prove I was pound for pound the best and do something historic that had never been done."
It's a hard one to call, and I'm going to tell you why it's a hard one to call. It's a hard one to call because it'll all be predicated upon how Canelo approaches the fight. If Canelo approaches the fight like he's the man and he can box and outbox Terence Crawford, he'll get beat. If he comes out and shows that he really wants to go out and prove the world that he's still the best, he might win. So it all depends on which Canelo comes to the...
That's probably how Bud feels right now. He wants to do something historic to solidify his legacy in boxing. Who doesn't want to see the pound-for-pound best from yesterday fight the pound-for-pound best from today? It's a mega fight. If he puts on the muscle and weight, how can you doubt him? One thing's for sure, he's not just showing up for a paycheck. He's going out there to win because that's who Bud is. If he can carry the weight, it'll be a great fight. He can box like Floyd Mayweather, and he can also fight. He hits and doesn't get hit. If he can take the punch at that weight, he'll probably win.
Bud, Canelo, done deal. Looks like the fight is signed. What's your thoughts on this fight, man?
Man, it's a great fight for boxing. I know people don't agree with it, but if Canelo fights one inkling of the wrong fight, he gonna lose. If he comes out and fights the right fight, it's gonna be tough. So right now, I think it can go either way, but it depends on what type of fight Canelo fights.
You've been a guy that went up in weight class. How do you think Terence Crawford should handle the weight? Should he come in lighter? Should he come right around the weight limit?
Come in as big as he can get. You get to the weight limit, because there is a weight limit. Get to the.
Jones, who fluctuated in weight during the latter part of his career as a 4-division title holder, said Alvarez should continue his career at super middleweight. It's definitely best that Alvarez stays at 168. I didn't understand why he went to 175 to fight Dmitry Bivol anyway, said Jones. He had already beaten Sergey Kovalev, who was at the end of his career. Bivol was in the middle of his. They're two different animals. He got the crusher at the right time. Go back down and dominate where you are. Don't try to fight another one, because lightning ain't going to strike twice.
Canelo did what he had to do to get the victory.
What do you want next? It seems like that's going to be the fight. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, the biggest fight in boxing.
Well, Canelo's the face of boxing. He's the best fighter for Terence Crawford out there. He's the biggest fight for Terence Crawford out there. So that's why Terence Crawford want to take the opportunity to share a ring with another great.
How do you beat him?
You'll see. Come 12.
Go to decision as opposed.
Regardless, many boxing professionals believe Crawford is no match due to the weight class. One man who disagrees is two-weight world champion turned boxing analyst Tim Bradley, who revealed on his YouTube channel that after studying both fighters, he now sees it as a dominant victory for Crawford. Timothy Bradley, a 3-time boxing champion who once took a belt from Manny Pacquiao, predicts Terence Crawford will beat Canelo Alvarez despite being the smaller man, citing the fact that Canelo hasn't scored a knockout since 2021.
In the fight, would you agree with that?
I don't know. He was boxing well, and then he just stopped doing what he was doing earlier. I don't know. I can't call it.
Do you think Canelo slipped as a fighter?
No, I don't. I just think that, William was doing a good job neutralizing Canelo power punches.
The pair have been tipped to meet in the ring since the end of 2024, but so far, nothing has materialized. Still, there's plenty of excitement surrounding the idea of the unified super middleweight king facing the light middleweight champion. It would pit Crawford, an intelligent, powerful, switch-hitting brawler, against Canelo, a relentless pressure fighter known for his durability, heavy hands, and elite counterpunching defense.
It's a dangerous fight, man. That's an extremely dangerous fight, dude. And Canelo lands one bomb, bro, on Crawford. It might not be good. It might not be good.
But on that note, Bradley believes Canelo's power has faded enough that it won't be a problem for Bud, even if he has to move up 2 divisions to make the super middleweight fight happen. Everyone keeps talking about the weight. Oh, he's going to knock him out, Bradley said on his YouTube channel. When was the last time Canelo knocked somebody out? Y'all can quit with that. He's going to knock Crawford out. Come on, man. Didn't we just see somebody, Alexander Usyk, fight a guy, Tyson Fury, who was quote-unquote 50 pounds heavier?
Told me Crawford beats Canelo.
Hey, Crawford beats anybody he steps in the ring with. Anybody. He don't go, no one beats him. No one beats Terence Crawford.
And his athleticism and defense to get out of the way, he should be able to beat Canelo, man. Slow plodding forward, good jab.
Canelo's the same height as Crawford. He's not a natural 168-pounder. He's a great fighter, absolutely, but so is Crawford, and the great ones know how to figure it out. While it's true Canelo's last stoppage came against Caleb Plant at the MGM Grand in November 2021, Bradley overlooks the fact that the Mexican has since faced and defeated reputable names like Gennady Golovkin, John Ryder, Jermel Charlo, Jamie Munguia, and Edgar Berlanga. I woke up at 3 a.m., and something told me to study Canelo and study Crawford. Crawford is about to beat the hell out of Canelo Alvarez. I'm letting you know right now, he's about to beat the brakes off Canelo Alvarez, Bradley said. A win for Crawford would be an incredible achievement, adding to his already impressive accolades, which include becoming undisputed at both super lightweight and welterweight.
Quickness, throws a lot of hooks. Crawford just get away from all of those, get underneath them, bro. He should be able to beat Canelo, man. I'm telling y'all.
I'm skeptical about the fight. I will back Crawford, because again, I think that he's special, and you know he's a friend of mine, but that's a dangerous fight, man. That's an extremely dangerous fight, dude. And Canelo lands a bomb.
Tim Bradley wasn't holding back this week. The former boxing champ took to his YouTube channel to call out Canelo Alvarez, urging the unified super middleweight king to stop running and give Terence Crawford the fight he's been asking for. Bradley's message was clear: fans want this fight, and Crawford deserves a shot at greatness. But does this matchup even make sense? According to Bradley, Canelo owes it to boxing fans to make it happen. "You already ran away from the Benavidez fight," Bradley said. "Make the fight with Crawford, that's the fight everybody wants to see." He also dismissed the idea that Canelo's size and power would overwhelm Crawford, pointing out that Canelo started his career at 147 pounds and is the same height as Crawford.
I'm letting y'all know right now, he about to beat the brakes off of Canelo Alvarez. Yes, he is. Number 2, Devin Haney. You want to get back, man, go back to your roots, bro. Go back to where you started, bro. Where'd you start? You started in Mexico.
You're walking around Mexico and obviously don't care what people think about you not taking that fight. Make the fight with Crawford, that's the fight everybody wants to see, added Bradley. It's going to give Crawford the opportunity to show you and show the world his greatness. It's a bold stance, but Bradley isn't wrong. This matchup would generate serious buzz. Canelo, with a record of February 2nd, 62, is the sport's biggest star, while Crawford, undefeated at 41-0, has long been considered one of boxing's most skilled fighters. Here's where things get tricky. Crawford's last fight against Israil Madrimov didn't exactly inspire confidence. Yes, he won, but it was far from dominant. He took too many right hands and looked less sharp than usual. For Canelo, there's little incentive to take the fight. He's already proven himself against bigger, stronger opponents, and Crawford hasn't truly earned a shot at 168 pounds.
Back, get one of those guys out of there, man. Go back, start there. That's where you start. Go back to your roots, bro. Get some of that humble pie, bro. Go back, start where you started. Start where you started at. And bro, I'm telling you, you go back where you started, you're gonna come back up on.
Critics argue that if Crawford truly wanted this fight, he should first go through opponents like David Benavidez or Artur Beterbiev to prove he can hang with the big boys. Boxing fans are split. On one hand, a skill versus power showdown between two generational talents is intriguing. On the other, Crawford's age, 37, and lack of experience at higher weights make it feel like a lopsided affair. At the end of the day, Canelo doesn't need this fight. He's already cemented his legacy as one of the greatest and has plenty of other options. As for Crawford, if he truly wants to share the ring with Canelo, he might have to take the tougher road to prove he belongs. Tim Bradley can keep pushing for it, but for now, this fight feels more like a dream than a reality. Crawford has already achieved a lot in boxing, but a victory over Canelo would be his biggest accomplishment yet. The super middleweight world champion has only suffered 2 defeats, against Dimitri Bivol and Floyd Mayweather. And it's the Bivol fight that Crawford's trainer, Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, will be studying. He made him move his feet, McIntyre said when speaking on the Luke Thomas YouTube channel. If the fight ever materializes, that's the one I'd go back and watch.
Everybody that believes in hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was going to beat Spence. This is real simple. It's real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say that. Hey, Terence gonna get in there and do what he needs to do. Perform.
I'd look at Mayweather versus Canelo too, said McIntyre. Former two-weight world champion Andre Ward has also shared his thoughts on the potential super fight between Saul, Canelo, Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Speaking on the All the Smoke podcast, Ward, who retired undefeated with a perfect 32-0 record, named the 2 matchups he most wants to see in boxing.
We just talking about him. Who's the most skilled fighter today? Bud?
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Tyke Shakur, Devin, Boots,
my favorite.
It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them, and they skillful in different ways. You know what I'm saying? But somebody that, like, I can bet the house on, but because me and him.
I want to see Canelo fight Terence Crawford or David Benavidez, Ward said. You have 2 options. You can go after somebody in your weight class, or you can try and pick on the smaller guy, Terence Crawford.
In our mentality, like soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing about basketball,
wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. Like, it's just that, like, you gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So skillful, yes, but this and this, it's different, man.
In the potential Crawford-Canelo clash, Ward said his money would be on the man who last fought 3 weight classes lower. I'm not betting against Terence right now, against anybody. Not doing it. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and action in the world of boxing, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss quality content like this.